Some people can't be manipulated, not because they're aggressive, but because they're quietly powerful. They don't raise their voice. They don't argue. They simply see what others don't and stay calm in moments where most people react. You can't control someone who notices the smallest shift in tone, who hears what you didn't say, and who refuses to be pulled into emotional games. Today, we'll explore 7 silent habits of people who cannot be fooled, pressured, or manipulated, the kind of people whose calmness is their greatest form of strength. 1, they listen more than they speak. Manipulators want you to talk. The more you reveal, the easier it is for them to map out your fears, desires, and insecurities. But emotionally strong people do the opposite. They create space. They observe quietly. They pay attention to your words, but also to your pauses, your changes in tone, the small inconsistencies you thought no one would notice. They don't rush to fill silence, because silence tells them everything. And while you might think you're leading the conversation, they're the ones learning the most. This kind of listening isn't passive. It's awareness. The kind of awareness that makes manipulation impossible, because they understand people deeply without ever exposing themselves. 2, they don't explain themselves too much. People who lack inner strength often exhaust themselves trying to be understood. They over-explain, over-defend, and overshare, hoping others will finally see their intentions clearly. But emotionally strong people know a quiet truth. If someone wants to misunderstand you, they will, no matter how carefully you choose your words. So they stop chasing clarity from those committed to confusion. They stop justifying their choices. They stop proving their worth. Instead, they let their actions speak, their consistency speak, their peace speak. And when you no longer feel the need to explain yourself to everyone, you become someone who cannot be emotionally pulled, pressured, or manipulated. 3, they stay calm when the other person wants a reaction. Manipulators don't just watch your emotions, they depend on them. They push your buttons, raise their voice, or create tension just to pull you into their game. The moment you react, they gain control. But emotionally strong people move differently. They understand that not every attack deserves an answer, and not every provocation requires energy. So they stay grounded. Their breathing slows, their tone softens, and they give nothing for the manipulator to feed on. And in that calm, something powerful happens. The other person loses their script. Their strategy falls apart. Silence becomes a shield, a quiet reminder that real power isn't loud. It's steady, centered, and impossible to manipulate. 4, they don't chase people, they choose them. Emotionally strong people don't run after attention, affection, or approval. They know that the moment you start chasing someone, you give them power over your worth. Manipulators thrive on that imbalance, the feeling that you need them more than they need you. But strong people see relationships through a calmer lens. They don't compete, they don't convince, they don't try to win someone who's already slipping away. They understand a simple truth. The right people stay because they feel safe. The wrong people leave because they were never meant to stay, and they allow both outcomes without fear. Because when you choose people rather than chase them, you become someone who cannot be controlled. 5, they see patterns, not apologies. Manipulators know how to say the right words. They apologize quickly, promise change, and act remorseful just long enough for you to let your guard down. But emotionally strong people don't fall for surface-level remorse. They know that a sincere apology is proven through behavior, not sentences. So they look deeper. They observe what a person does after the apology, whether the same disrespect repeats, whether the lesson becomes action, whether the change is real or just convenient. They judge consistency, not promises, patterns, not temporary emotions. And once they recognize a cycle of hurt disguised as regret, they step back quietly. Because when you trust patterns over words, manipulation loses its last hiding place. 6. They protect their energy like it's currency. Emotionally strong people understand that peace isn't free. It's something you protect intentionally and consistently. They know their attention, their time, and their emotional space have value, so they don't hand them out to anyone who demands them. They say no without guilt, because guilt is how manipulators regain access. They leave conversations that feel draining even if they're expected to stay polite. And they walk away the moment they feel their inner light dimming, not out of coldness, but out of self-respect. To them, boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They keep the chaos out and the clarity in, and when your energy is protected, manipulation has nowhere to attach itself. 7. They let silence speak for them. Manipulators rely on reactions, anger, fear, confusion, anything that gives them emotional access. But the moment you stop responding, their influence collapses. Silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the truth they tried to hide. Distance reveals intentions faster than confrontation ever could. Emotionally strong people don't announce their growth. They don't warn you that they've changed. They simply become quieter, clearer, harder to sway. Their silence isn't avoidance, but it's self-mastery. It's the choice to protect their peace rather than argue for it. And when they walk away from chaos without a word, people feel the shift immediately. Because real power isn't in how loudly you react, it's in what you no longer give your energy to.